not my that's not my judgment as to whether a wine is good as to how much you can drink. And I think a wine to be a really successful food wine that you can drink a lot of. And that's not, of course, that's not my that's not my judgment as to whether a wine is good as to how much you can drink. But if you have it with food, these wines with the higher acidity, like this Dolcetto, they sort of cut through the food, and they're in a way almost better balanced. And so, Federica, tell us a bit about this whilst we have a swirl and a slurp. The colour is beautiful. I love this Dolcetto. You tell us about Dolcetto, and I'll tell you about sort of my understanding of Dolcetto.
Dolcetto, the grapes is 100% Dolcetto. That is a grapes typical from my town and from the area of Piedmont where we are. This is a Lange Dolcetto, so it's the basic wine, the basic Dolcetto that we make is only still. And for us, it's very nice wine if you take lunch or for aperitif with a friend. It's not so strong because it's 12 degree and half. So you can eat also with some pizza or some pasta fresh or in the with barbecue for the summer. Would be a glass of wine that you can drink with your friend.
I think it's got my tasting notes on this one. Actually, it's making my mouth water, and I think that's the nice acidity that it's got in there. And I do have obviously my slice of pizza which we made just before we started, and it goes really well. And on your own tasting notes, you suggest having pizza with this. It's 12.5% alcohol. And when I first used to go down to the Piedmont and started looking at the red wines, the really famous ones, of course, is Barolo, which we'll taste later, and Barbaresco, and probably those are the ones that are really well known in terms of reds. But I always really liked this Dolcetto. I mean, Dolcetto, the name it means it's sweet. I don't know where the derivation is, but dolce means sweet. But it's a lovely deep, it's a purple, it's almost like a Beaujolais. It's like an Italian Beaujolais to me.
Sorry, Mark. If you want, I explain you why the name of Dolcetto.
Yeah, please.
Because the grapes, if you eat the grapes, is very sweet. Is the sweeter grapes that you can taste for red wine. So it's really more sweet than Barbera, than Nebbiolo, and is for this reason, because a lot of people think that Dolcetto is a sweet wine, that in Dogliani we make other wine, the Dogliani Diocesi and the Dogliani Superiore, that are always 100% Dolcetto, but we decide to change the name for this reason.
Okay, so because there was confusion, people thought it was sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes sense because the Dolcetto, it does mean sort of sweet, I suppose. But so you're based in the town of Dogliani, which is a regional name for a wine which is also made 100% from the Dolcetto grape.
Yes.
I just love this sort of simple, intense cherry-like fruit coming from this one. I think it's a wine. I do think that I could sit and we're having the pizza tonight, so I'll probably finish this bottle because Mrs. H doesn't drink when dry, so I've probably got the whole bottle to drink to myself. And then tomorrow I'll finish off the bottle of Barolo with the beef in Barolo. So
my heart bleeds, Mark. Heart absolutely bleeds for you, you poor thing.
It's a lovely wine, and I'm enjoying it very much. It's not been oak aged. And we're just getting the lovely fruity, the cherry-like fruit. I don't know what other tasting notes people are getting, but I'm finding it's light, it's 12.5%. It is very much a wine that I would have lunchtime, summer, barbecues. I wouldn't have to wait for the evening. I think it's a really versatile wine and enjoying it very much. But maybe if you put this side by side without food to a really soft, rich red wine, you think, oh, it's not very nice. But actually, it comes into its own with the food, and it's actually better. So a different wine might be better on its own, but this wine would absolutely be better with food, because some other richer wine you might tire of after a while, but you wouldn't tire. I think you wouldn't tire of this one. I think it's good. Tell us a bit about your family. How long have you been in the region, and how many generations are you making wine in the area?
It's a long time ago. All my family work with me in my cellar, and there were before the grandparents of my grandparents. So always we live in that house in Dolcetto, and always we made wine. But before 30 years ago, it was like a farm, so we have also cow and not only wine. And then more or less 30 years ago, my father decided that a lot of things together is not possible to make, so we decided only to make wine. In that year, our cellar grow a lot. Before we have our vineyard only in Dogliani, so we produce Dolcetto and Lang Barbera, and then we rent also some place in Monforte, in Perno, where we make the Barolo, and also some place near Monforte where we make the Barbera d'Alba. So in this moment we make 12 different wines.
Raise a glass to thank Federica for joining us. So Federica.
Thank you.
Oh, grazie.
Thank you,
Federica.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I hope see you in Italy.
Hello, Mark and Rita from the Real Wine Company here.
Hope you enjoyed the video.
And if you did, well, we hope you did, what you've got to do, you've got to like it.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, so you just press the subscribe button, which gets more subscribers. Like it.
And comment.
And leave a comment or something. That'd be great. Thank you very much. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.